Hi folks, and welcome to my thoughts on a comic. And today's comic is MIKO BELL, the Potion Boy, Volume 1. Yeah, you could call it Volume 1. The story is by Liat Rotner, and the art is by Erez Zadok. I have showed you this comic a few videos ago, and I said I might talk about it, so here we are. Alright, so this is a fantasy comic, you could say. It's got the regular fantasy story, a child discovers something magical and shenanigans ensue kind of thing. So in this case, it's MIKO BELL. He is about, I guess, between 12 and 10. It's not really verified. And he discovers a secret about his grandfather. All right, let me start. Okay, so he's a regular young boy. He lives with his grandfather. His dad died when he was a baby, and his mom is sick. And well, that's it. We don't really know anything else, nor do we see her. And it starts with him having a nightmare. He's having nightmares. All these creatures are chasing him. They want something from him, and he doesn't understand what. As you can see. Trying to run away, and of course he wakes up. It was all a dream. That was like the prologue, and then we start with our first issue. Well, besides, oh sorry, I fell. So besides his grandfather, he also has Helena, which is their housekeeper. That's his pet gerbil over there. So yeah, he lives with his grandfather, and Helena watches him sometimes, just to be sure that he's okay. He doesn't know what his dreams are. And then, oh, you can see, I like the art in here. It's really cute. I like Miko's design. The one thing I'm curious about is why does he have a white stripe? Again, it's never explained. So you can see he's going, and now if you notice that bottle, that is where his the shenanigans have started from. So as MIKO BELL learns later on, his grandfather is actually a potion maker. Yeah, let's call it potion maker. He makes potions, and that is what MIKO BELL is soon about to find out. This is Tanton, which is the neighbor's dog, and also later on becomes a sidekick for MIKO BELL, you could say. Someone is watching outside their house. MIKO BELL hurries to school. Is almost late for the first period. Now this is Miko's best friend, who we never see after this again. But yeah, he's his best friend. He's, I guess, kind of the typical smart and very unathletic child. His looks remind me a lot of Wade from Kim Possible. Those of you who might have watched that. He's her genius tech guy. Tech kid, you could say. So yeah, it reminds me of that. And now we're introduced to our stereotypical bully. Yeah. Although, how many of them have such a mohawk? I don't know why the mohawk is funny to me. So yes, he bullies Miko. Miko doesn't know what to do. The regular story with bullies. Now they have gym class and they have track course. No, how do you call it? A running course. They have to run through obstacles, okay? So, as you can see. And now Miko picks up his juice, which is not his juice. It's actually a potion his grandfather had made. And he took it by accident instead of his juice. And he gets super strength and passes the obstacle course. Yeah, that's I think how you call it. And of course, the bully's not happy about it because who was supposed to win gets extra points. Dig, look, there's the gym teacher. Yeah, kind of like her hair. Alright, there he is. He doesn't understand what the hell happened. He knows the bully's not happy. And he goes out. He wants to go home and ask Helena what she put in his drink and his juice. And of course, the bullies go out and try to harass him. But then he drinks the rest of the juice and picks up the main leader like a bag of potatoes and throws him around. And then he runs home quickly. Where he meets his neighbor. I don't know how you'd call her in English, so I'm not even gonna try. So yeah, he meets his neighbor. That is Tanton's owner. I don't even know if you'd say Tanton in English. Anyway, he meets his owner. Tells us she's one of the most annoying girls he ever known. She asks him where's her dog, and he says he doesn't know, and disappears inside his house. To which is actually my favorite scene in this thing, and that is this. Look at that rhino. That is a huge motherfucking rhino. Look at that. That's like one of the coolest scenes in this whole thing. Look at that. Alright. Next, this man appears. His name's Chung. And his rhino is named Tiny. Which is the joke here because he's Mahusiv. Yes, yeah, wait, that's not his owner. Sorry, he's over here. So he meets his owner, and he finds out that he was supposed to get a potion from his grandfather. Well, at first he threatens him, tells him where's the potion, where's the great Eduardo, which is his grandfather. And then Miko realizes that he accidentally took the potion and drank it all. And of course, Chang is not happy about it. So he runs after him. And he's, of course, very pissed. And then Miko doesn't know where to run to. The rhino is blocking his exit. And then he realizes the only place he can run to is his basement. And then we have the devil angel moment, which, again, I don't understand it, because usually it's something you used when you're about to do something bad. But here he's just making a decision to save his life. Which, I mean, come on, man. How much of a strict is your grandfather? He's not gonna understand you running, inside there to save yourself. I don't know, I just found that a bit weird. So anyway, he runs inside. He tells us the grandfather forbidden him to go there. He went inside once when he was a young child. So then anyway, he runs inside. He goes down the basement and ta-da! Finds out his grandfather's laboratory of potions. Walks around and goes, holy shit, look at all this. Then he starts wondering, is his grandfather a crazy scientist, a warlock, planning to take over the world with an army of rhinos? Maybe. Anyway, he continues to look through things. And then phone calls, can we have the great Eduardo? And he finds a to-do list by his grandfather. One of the things to do was inform Miko not to go down the basement, I think. And he's like frustrated. Yeah, Grandpa always forgets the most important thing. Saves it for last and then doesn't do it. Then he hears noises outside the door. He thinks the rhino finally got down. He grabs a broom, but then it's Tanton, the neighbor's dog. And then we find out that Tanton can actually talk, because Miko's grandfather has given him a potion that allows him to talk. Tanton doesn't elaborate at first why that is. Miko gets angry at all what the hell is happening here. Breaks a potion bottle, bats appear, I like this part too. Miko's confused. Then he finds a spell book, not spell book. His grandpa's recipe book falls, he puts it back in place, but another potion falls and lands on the plant, making it grow. So Miko and Tonton run out, and they need to do something about the plant before to stop its growing. So they decide to. So then Miko thinks there's a person they can go to and ask him. And then Tonton asks, "Is it safe to just leave it like that? Yeah, who's gonna, who's gonna go down there? Remember that empty cage." Next, we continue. He goes to a man named Dr. Knoll. He has an herb and all things organic store. He knows exactly. He knows the recipe book, and he knows about the great Eduardo. And he tells Miko all sorts of things about it. How potion makers have affected history, and how they started, and all the things they did, and Napoleon. Miko, and then he tells him that Miko will be in great danger if he's found out that he knows where Eduardo's, I guess, potion lab is. Miko gets frightened, thanks him, and says he has to go. He runs off, goes back home, and then we have an evil cooperation because naturally we always need that. People who, yeah, the usual evil cooperation. We want the space where where Eduardo's house is. They want to build an apartment complex there. So they're like, we need ways because they offered him a lot of money, and Eduardo said no. So now they're thinking of going more the criminal route, blaming him for something and shit, or hurting his grandson. Yada yada yada. The usual. We'll go back to the house. Where Tonton tells him why exactly his grandfather gave him the ability to speak. He thought someone broke into his house, and he wanted Tonton to tell him all the details because he always would sleep outside of their house. Next, they go in, they see Elena's shoes, they wonder if she came back, they go upstairs, and they realize Miko's hamster has disappeared. And then they run down the basement. They find Miko's hamster, now turned into a Godzilla hamster. And Helena is captured by him. She's terrified of the little hamster anyway. Imagine her fear seeing him like that. So they don't know what to do. The hamster is running after them. So Miko decides to find a potion in his grandfather's spell book to to see what to do. Maybe he can shrink him back. He finds a spell, starts working to fix that. Ah, shit. One moment, sorry. While Helena and Tanton distract the hamster. Then he runs out. Helena and Tanton continue to distract him. Miko works on the potion, but then his neighbor comes back again. She's asking what the hell's going on. He closes the door on her again, trying to finish the potion. But then her father comes. Her father is a cop, and he wants to come inside. We're told that he doesn't like that Miko's alone all the time. Miko finally, the potion is ready. He throws it on his hamster. His hamster shrinks, and he quickly opens the door. They don't know where Helena is until he finds out that some of the potion also, got sprinkled on her. Spilled on her, more likely. And then... one moment. Yes, so then... okay, then the cop leaves with his daughter. Tanton's like, they didn't even notice me. He's their dog, but they don't even bother to take him home. And then they pick up Helena. Helena tells him that now he's in trouble. Because he went down to the laboratory And now because he opened his grandfather's potion recipe book, he is now the new potion maker. And that he has now a lot of responsibility. Okay. Oh, and then his grandfather has also left. He does look for him in the beginning, but his grandfather has left on a journey. He didn't tell Helena where he's going exactly, but he said he'll be gone for a long time. All right, then they get a call. Someone from the High Majesty of Potion Making. They need Eduardo to come to a fair of potions, and if he doesn't, then his rival is going to take advantage of it. And Miko's almost about to say no, but then Helena takes the phone and says, "Yeah, we'll be there." Then now that it's up to Miko, and we finish it off with Tonton telling him that his life is gonna change now, and that is about the end. So I did like this story. It was, really cute. I liked Miko. He seemed like a nice child. Tonton was entertaining. I did love the rhino moment. It wasn't. It was nice. I didn't fall off my seat with amazement, but it was really nice. Although I do have to say, this is the second time I read it, and it does feel like there's plot holes in there. Like things that should have been. No, not should have been. I know there's things that you can't shove everything into a comic, but still, I think you should have, at least maybe had some details more inside. But that was just me. I know overall it was nice. Now, sadly, there isn't going to be a second one. At least not in comic form. It's going to come out as a book. Yeah, a bit of a shame. It would have been cool to see how they would continue it in comic form. So that is it. I filmed this video in Hebrew, and it was a clusterfuck. I really need to film more in Hebrew because I sounded almost as nervous as I did when I just started filming a year ago. Anyway, now I don't think this is translated, but if it ever is, I think it's really nice, pick up for your kids and stuff. So that is it, folks. Till next time. Bye.